Warsaw to Paris, case white. 3rd of September 1939, so each turn is 2 days. And it's clear weather turn, which is predictable. No big changes, except, wow, we have inflicted a lot of losses on the Germans. I think a lot of that was the attacks by the British Expeditionary Force last turn. Right, let's have a look. Okay, and onto the replay. Baby Joey is hitting the Germans with what artillery he can muster, and rearranging forces somewhat. Looks like he's building a secondary line there as well. Not a lot of effect from our planes, and those are the Soviet tanks. Hopefully they can defend that line and counterattack a little bit. Looks like he's going for the skirmish tactics that I'm using, and we've generally, as we've discussed, we're going to hold key cities where we can. And oh dear, there's that surrounded cavalry. Okay, looks like the 10th Panzer. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, they've got massive air superiority over there. The poor British Expeditionary Force is not in for a good time. Yep, unsurprisingly they're across the river easier than I expected. They're displaying somewhat more mobility than I'd hoped. This is a bit problematic because we don't really have much in the way of forces here. Okay, there's a cavalry. Let's see if we manage to hold anything here. Looks like they're stacking up against us, but not actually attacking, which would be good. I was expecting some really bad news over here. Oh no, here we go. Some rearrangement around the British Expeditionary Force. I think they were quite surprised by them. And a little bit of shooting. So far they haven't charged forward as much as I probably would have expected. But yeah, there's quite a lot. Oh, looks like it's quite a large push coming through there. We're going to have to be ready. Yep, they're finding that attacks into cities are awful. But this is the big one. This is where their main push is, so if they manage to breach this line and continue over the river, we could be in some trouble. BB Joe doesn't seem to have managed to blow the bridge there, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, okay, so they've broken the river line and even taken the city. Oh dear. Hopefully with those tanks we can stage some sort of counterattack, but I think there may just be far too many German troops. They are taking losses though, which is good. And we're holding them in some places. But yeah, they can just roll the line up there. It is a real pity about that bridge. That is quite unfortunate. Wow, good work. That was... I'm going to go back to that because, wow, I don't think I've ever seen a battle go that poorly for the Germans. That's remarkable. 3,000 losses for 500 Polish. But as you can see, there is a very large amount of German troops. Geez, they just keep coming, don't they? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What has happened here? What on earth is that? Every single German in that unit got evaporated. I've never seen that happen before. It must have just simply broken. I guess we know where that 4% German losses has come from. Oh dear, they're breaking their way out of the mountains. I guess you put a lot of panzers in there. They'll have some effect. They're only ever a sideshow, those mountains. If the Germans can break through them, it's nice, but not crucial. Yeah, time to fall back, baby Joe. You cannot take on that many Germans. Wow, ouch, they're really smashing us back there. Right, that is the history. So let's go and take a look at where it leaves us. In the north, they have not broken through our line here, which I'm quite surprised by and very pleased, so I can just fall back to the city and forest line. In the north, they're slightly more advancing faster than I expected, so we are going to have to abandon this line, put a few people here, but even then they'll probably just go around. Hopefully we have enough bridges down to inconvenience them. And it looks like they're going through the swamps trying to avoid the fort line. Interesting. Less troops up here than I had expected. Right. Our reserve line is in decent shape. And down in the south, BB Joey has lost the bend of the river, not unexpectedly, and some of his troops are in quite bad shape. Hopefully our little tank force will be able to assist. Elsewhere we have some reserves, and wow, there's got a lot of troops coming through the mountains. Yeah, we're going to have to just have them fall back. I can't see any other option there. Up in the north, the British Expeditionary Force is being encountered by screening troops, and that's about it. Alright, I will get to the turn and come back to you guys when I'm done. Okay, not a lot of changes with the reserves. They've kind of just shuffled along and down, and I've stacked up here and attacked this German motorized unit, which wasn't very effective, unfortunately. We are still in the process of making all these bridges explode, and just generally being as difficult as possible. Overall, yep, not a lot to do really. Reserves are the reserves, so let's go on to the next turn, which is Polish Northern. Clear weather, as we already knew. And overall, our skirmish line is not faring as well as it could have. But it's not the worst thing. Right. Oh, and the British Expeditionary Force pushed out a bit, had a sort of partly successful attack on some Germans, but didn't really achieve much. Overall, not a lot. I will get back to you at the end of the turn. I just wanted to take this to look at this highlight. This over-enthusiastic German unit has been surrounded and is about to be hopefully annihilated. So let's see about the attack. We've got good numbers, not quite as much concentric attack as I would like. So what if we... Yeah, I think we might just have to go straight in, although we did hammer it with a lot of artillery. So let's give that a try. Excellent. Yep, we erased it completely because it was surrounded and then panicked. Wonderful. That's a good number of dead German infantry. I don't think they'll be pleased, to say the least. Okay, so we've had the usual run of bridge explosions, and generally our skirmish line has detached and fallen back, just making things as difficult as possible. Big victory here. We isolated and eliminated a German regiment. They're not going to be pleased about that at all. And we've extended our line into the swamps here. And these cavalry have been told to sit tight in the Hexarozan. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. Basically, yeah, we're making things as difficult as possible, falling back from contact with this very large amount of mobile troops, retreating slightly in the city here to make our lines a bit more sensible. This is light urban, these are both forests, so they're definitely better defensive positions. There is a worry here about this 10th Panzer Division. Ooh, I just realized I haven't moved these guys. This 10th Panzer Division, who is going straight across there to hopefully, well, I think they're hoping to cut the, which one are they? The Pomor's operational unit off. Hopefully the forested terrain is enough to stall them. And if they get too far ahead, we can always try to send some men in to snip their supplies, like this cavalry unit here is doing. Overall, not a lot. I'm just trying to decide if I want this cavalry unit to hold out or if I want it to fall back. I think, given that it is not a major city, I will have them fall back and just be a bit of a pain in the ass to the Germans. Cavalry aren't that great in a straight up fight, so. Excellent. Over here, our little 25th Division has fallen back from the victory point city there. Not worth contesting with this many Germans about. All in all, not a bad turn. The elimination of a German regiment was a massive plus, and I think that's going to displease them greatly. Other than that, it continues as we are going to fall back with a fighting retreat, and given that their main thrust does appear to be straight up towards Warsaw, we will do what we can to stall that. It's difficult because look, if you look at the terrain, once they're over this river, the Warta, they basically can just follow the clear terrain all the way to Warsaw. There's no forests, there's always gaps between the cities and the suburban, and just generally it's a pain to defend as the Poles. We hopefully have enough tanks that we can blunt their advance, but who knows. We'll have to see what BB Joey does next turn. His troops here, some of them are quite battered. The ones that took the hits from the Germans crossing the river are not in great shape. But overall, it could be worse. We're doing it right. We haven't had any real disasters or major pockets at this point. Right, thanks a lot guys, and I'll see you next turn. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get all the latest videos.